Doctor, I thought it was too late for me.
Age doesn't take away your strength, neglect does. That's what I often tell my patients, people who were once active and strong but now fear their own legs. I'm Dr. Noah Jupe, a physician specializing in senior health with over 20 years of experience in London. Over time, I've learned one truth. People don't fear getting old. They fear losing their independence. The ability to stand tall, walk confidently, and take care of themselves is what truly matters. Not long ago, I met David Turner, a 72-year-old retired engineer. He came to my clinic limping slightly, leaning on his cane.
Doctor, I don't understand. The more I exercise, the weaker I feel. I still jog in the park every morning, but my knees start aching after a few minutes.
When I asked what kind of exercises he did, he listed jogging, sit-ups, and push-ups. That's when I knew the problem. David, I said, you're not getting weaker because you're lazy. You're getting weaker because you're exercising the wrong way for your age. It is 7-2-3-7. After 50, the body changes in subtle but powerful ways. Joints lose flexibility, muscles shrink by about 1-2% each year, and balance reflexes slow down. If you train like you did in your 30 seconds, you're no longer strengthening your body, you're straining it. I told him about another patient, Margaret Lewis, 68, who lost her balance and fell while lifting a heavy plant pot. After that, she stopped moving as much, and her health declined. She once said to me,
"I'm afraid of becoming a burden to my family."
I told her the same thing I told David. Age doesn't take away your strength, neglect does. I like to explain it this way. Your body is like a classic car. It can't go full speed like it used to, but with the right care and gentle handling, it can still run beautifully for years. You don't need to stop moving, you just need to move smarter. I said to David, stop doing exercises that put stress on your joints, sit-ups, push-ups, and long-distance jogging. They're not made for your body anymore. Instead, we'll focus on movements that protect and rebuild your strength. That's when I introduced him to what I call the foundation. Three essential movements designed for older adults. 1 to strengthen your core and protect your back. 1 to improve your balance and coordination. And 1 to build leg and hip strength, the key to independence. You don't need a gym or special equipment. Just 15 to 20 minutes a day in your own home is enough. Studies show that 20 minutes of light exercise can reduce fall risk by 30%, improve blood pressure, and boost your mood. When I explained this, David looked at me with relief.
Doctor, I thought it was too late for me.
Your body just needs the right attention. That moment reminded me why I do what I do, to help people rediscover their strength, freedom, and confidence at any age. In the next part, I'll show you exactly how these 3 movements work and how you can practice them safely at home. If you'd like me to guide you step by step, follow the channel, subscribe, and leave a comment below. I read every single one. When I first began guiding David through his new routine, he was still hesitant. He said, "Doctor, I've been exercising for years, but now you're telling me to start all over again. I'm not sure I can do that." I smiled and replied, "David, your body has never forgotten how to move. It just needs to be taught again in a way that suits your age." I always tell my patients that recovery doesn't begin in a gym. It begins right at home. All you need is a bit of space, a sturdy chair, and some patience that's enough to restart your journey towards strength and balance. I began teaching David what I call the foundation, three essential movements designed for older adults. The first was the modified plank. Instead of lying flat on the floor, I had him stand facing his kitchen counter, placing both hands on it while keeping his body straight from shoulders to heels. I said, "Take a deep breath, hold it for a few seconds, then exhale slowly. Don't tense up, just feel your body supporting itself." The first time, his arms trembled, sweat forming on his forehead. I encouraged him, "Every second you hold this, your body grows stronger." It's a simple exercise, but remarkably effective. It strengthens the core, supports the spine, improves posture, and reduces back pain, something almost everyone over 60 experiences. After 2 weeks, David could hold it for 30 seconds without fatigue. He smiled and said, "My back feels sturdier, and it's easier to stand up straight." The second movement was the single leg balance hold. I asked him to stand near a wall or chair, lift one leg slightly, hold for 10 seconds, then switch sides. At first, he wobbled, nearly losing balance, but I reassured him, "Don't worry if you sway a little. Your body is relearning balance, and your brain is training itself to react faster when you start to fall." This exercise seems simple, yet it's powerful. It stimulates the nervous system and improves coordination between the eyes, inner ear, and muscles that control balance. I always remind my patients, no one falls because they're weak, they fall because they lose balance. After a few days, David could stand on one leg for more than 20 seconds without touching the wall. I asked how it felt, and he laughed. "I can't remember the last time I could do this. My legs actually feel steadier now." The third movement was the chair lunge, a supported step-back exercise. I had him stand behind a sturdy chair, hands resting on the backrest. He stepped one foot back, gently lowered his knee, then pushed himself back up. I said, "No need to go too deep or too fast. Just focus on feeling your thighs and hips doing the work." In Funger, this exercise strengthens the lower body, especially the thighs, glutes, and hips, the most important muscle groups for balance, standing up, and walking. After just a few repetitions, David was breathing heavily. I smiled and said, "Your body is waking up, David. Let it remember its strength." Within a few weeks, I could see real progress. His posture was straighter, his steps firmer, and most importantly, he began to trust his body again. One morning, he told me, "Doctor, I don't feel afraid of falling anymore. I feel like I can control my movements." I nodded and said, "That's the ultimate goal. Real strength isn't about how much you can lift, it's about how well you can control your own body." I explained that the Foundation 3 isn't just about exercise, it's about retraining your body to move the right way. When you strengthen your core, you protect your spine. When you train your balance, you prevent falls. When you build leg strength, you preserve freedom, the most valuable gift of aging. The human body has an incredible memory. It remembers every movement and habit, and with consistency, it learns how to be strong again. I often remind my patients, you don't need to exercise a lot, you just need to do it regularly. And the more, in Morning for Muser. A study from Cambridge University showed that adults over 60 who perform just 20 minutes of light movement daily can reduce their risk of heart disease by up to 35%, relieve joint pain, and naturally increase bone density. It doesn't just extend life, it improves the quality of it, which, in my opinion, is far more important. 3 weeks later, David returned for a checkup. He walked in with a firm step and a bright smile. He said, "I feel like a different person, doctor. I'm sleeping better. My back doesn't ache. And honestly, I feel younger." I chuckled and replied, "It's not magic, David, it's consistency. The body always responds when you treat it with care. What I want you to understand is this. Small, consistent actions every day lead to remarkable changes. You don't need a gym or a personal trainer, you just need the will to start." In the next part, I'll show you how to combine nutrition and proper rest to amplify the results of these foundational movements, helping you not only grow stronger, but also regain energy and confidence in every step you take. Because as I always tell my patients, health doesn't come from intensity, it comes from persistence. After David had become comfortable with the 3 foundational movements, I began helping him understand that good health doesn't come from exercise alone. It also depends on how you eat and how you rest. I often tell my patients, the body is a smart system. If you want it to work well, you need to give it proper fuel, repair it at the right time, and let it rest when it needs to. It is well too, friends two felons. One morning, after our session, David asked, "Doctor, I've been eating the same as before, but I still feel like my recovery is so slow." I smiled and said, "That's because your body is aging, David. After 60, your ability to absorb and process protein drops by nearly 25%. That means even if you eat the same amount of meat, fish, or eggs as before, your body builds less muscle." He frowned. And does that mean I have to eat more?" I shook my head. "Not more, just smarter." I explained that at his age, quality matters more than quantity. I taught him to focus on foods rich in leucine, an amino acid that triggers muscle protein synthesis. It's found in salmon, eggs, chicken, Greek yogurt, and soybeans. I helped him design a simple meal plan. Breakfast: boiled eggs, Greek yogurt, and a slice of whole grain toast. Lunch: grilled salmon with green salad and a small portion of brown rice. Dinner: steamed lentils or soybeans with vegetables, and a warm glass of milk. He chuckled and said, "That sounds more like a professional athlete's diet than mine, doctor." I laughed. At this age, every meal is like medicine. If you eat right, you'll feel your body grow stronger day by day. A few weeks later, he told me he felt less tired, more alert, and for the first time in years was sleeping deeply again. That was the first clear sign that his body was truly recovering. I explained, "When you sleep well, your body releases natural growth hormones that repair muscles and regenerate cells. Sleep is the secret gym for older adults." It's true, most recovery happens not while you're training, but while you're resting. I encouraged David to create a bedtime ritual, a routine that helps signal the body that it's time to rest. Each evening, he turned off the TV at least 30 minutes before bed, left his phone in another room, and played soft music. I also taught him the 4-6-8 breathing technique. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 6, and exhale for 8. Within a few days, he felt the difference. One morning, he told me with a smile, "Doctor, for the first time in years, I slept straight through the night. I feel recharged." I nodded. "That's because you finally allowed your body to rest, David. When the mind relaxes, the body heals itself." I also reminded him not to put all his effort into one workout session. Instead, I told him to keep moving throughout the day, a principle the Japanese call kaizen, meaning continuous, small improvements. I suggested 3 tiny habits. While brushing your teeth, lift your heels 10 times to strengthen your calves. While making tea, rotate your shoulders or wrists. While watching TV, stand up and walk around every 20 minutes. He laughed. "My wife says I look like I'm dancing in the kitchen now." I replied, "That's great, David. It means you're living, not just existing." After 3 months, the transformation was obvious. David wasn't just stronger, he was more confident. He came to my clinic in a crisp shirt, walking tall and speaking with energy. He said, "I feel like my body's working with me again. No more fatigue climbing stairs, and I'm sleeping better than ever." And Ford, and lateness, I smiled. That's the magic of consistency. Your body doesn't need perfection, just care, every single day. I told him about a Japanese philosophy I truly love, ikigai, meaning the reason you wake up in the morning. I said, "Maybe your ikigai is these small habits because they help you live actively, stay strong, and feel genuinely happy." He smiled back. "Maybe you're right, doctor. Every morning when I stretch and take a deep breath, I feel like I'm truly beginning a new day." And that's his go. The factor endo. Looking at him then, I realized something. Health isn't just the absence of illness. It's the feeling of being fully alive in your own body. And that's what I want everyone to understand. You don't need to change everything. Just start with one small habit and repeat it every day. In the final part, I'll help you connect all these elements, movement, nutrition, and rest into one complete plan that helps you stay strong, flexible, and mentally sharp at any age. Because health, in the end, isn't a destination, it's a lifelong journey. A few months later, David came back to see me. He walked into my office with a straight posture, bright eyes, and a proud smile. He said, "Dr. Collins, this morning I walked around the park for nearly an hour, and I didn't feel tired at all. I feel like I'm young again." I laughed and replied, "It's not the park that's changed, David, it's you." It does now. Work and restayed to Lokta. At that moment, I realized something important. True health doesn't come from complicated workouts or strict diets. It comes from consistency and trust in your own body. Everything he'd been doing, the 3 foundational movements, balanced meals, and those few minutes of calm breathing each night, had become a natural part of his life. I call it the golden circle of health. 3 essential elements that keep both the body and mind in harmony. Eat right. Each meal includes quality protein, fresh vegetables, fruits, and at least 15 minutes of morning sunlight to absorb vitamin D. Move daily. Spend 20 minutes a day on gentle movements, modified plank, single leg balance, and supported lunges. Rest. Well, turn off screens, read a few pages of a book, breathe deeply, and let sleep restore every cell in your body. When these 3 elements come together, the body naturally finds balance like a well-oiled machine that runs smoothly without strain. You don't have to push yourself hard. You just have to repeat these small actions every single day. During his final checkup, David told me, "I'm not afraid of falling anymore, doctor. I feel like I'm truly living again." I looked at him and said, "That's the real goal, David, not just to live longer, but to live fully." It's what happened, men. And that's the message I want to share with you, the one listening now. True strength isn't about how much muscle you have, but about your determination to live better each day. Whether you're 60, 70, or 80, your body can change as long as you believe it can. Thank you for staying with me. I'm Dr. Noah Jupe. If you'd like me to send you a detailed guide on the 3 foundational exercises and a complete health plan, leave a comment with the number 1, subscribe, and follow the channel. And remember, health isn't a destination, it's a journey. And that journey can begin today.